All right, my friends, today we are going to look at converting customary measurement for capacity. Now, we've already talked about gallonland, and that's an easy way for you to remember, but we know that as good mathematicians, we can't just use tricks. We have to understand what we're doing. So, yes, you can use gallonland, but we also need to make sure that we can perform these operations. Let's look at it. The first step when we are converting measurements is to know your unit. When we are dealing with our units for capacity, we are going to know that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. We know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. We know that 1 pint equals 2 cups, and that 1 cup equals 8 ounces. All right, so let's do some work. If I have gallons, I know that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Quarts are smaller than gallons, and I know this because more quarts can fit inside of a gallon. To go from 1 to 4, I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to multiply by 4. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So for every gallon, I can make 4 quarts. So if I have 3 gallons, how many quarts is that? Well, I know that I'm going to multiply by 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. So there are 12 quarts in 3 gallons. For every gallon, that's a gallon. That's a gallon. And that's a gallon. For every gallon, I know that there are 4 quarts. So if we put them all together, we get 12 quarts. Let's look at another one. This time, we're going to look at quarts and pints. So, I'm still using my chart up here to help me remember. I want to go from quarts to pints. I know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. I'm going from 1 to 2. More pints can fit inside of a quart. For every 1 quart, I know that I have 2 pints. So my number is getting bigger. I'm going to multiply by 2. So if I have, let's say, 5 quarts, and I want to know how many pints there are. I know that I multiply times 2 to go from quarts to pints. So 5 times 2 equals 10. There are 10 pints. And I can draw this too. If I know that I have 5 quarts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one of those is a quart. Well, inside each of those quarts, how many pints do I have? Every quart is the same as 2 pints. So that's 2 pints, 2 pints, 2, 2, and 2. And when I put that all together, I get 10. The reason we can multiply is because we know that repeated addition, when you add the same thing over and over and over, repeated addition is the same as multiplication. So I'm doing my 2 5 times, and I get 10. Now, what if I want to go backwards? What if I have 16 cups? And I want to know how many pints that is. What am I going to do? So if we're going from 16 cups to pints, we're going to look at our chart. And we know that cups to pints, 1 pint is 2 cups. And we know I like to keep everything organized, so I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to write 2 cups is the same as 1 pint. Now, if I'm going from cups to pints, I'm going to break it apart into groups of 2. 2 cups is a pint, 2 cups is a pint, 2 cups is a pint. When I break things into the same sized groups, I'm dividing. Here, to go from 2 to 1, I'm going to divide by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So with 16 cups, I have 8 pints. Okay. Next time, we're going to talk about customary weight.